Hey there guys, my name's The Reaper, and in today's video I'm going to be having another rant about pre-order bonuses. This time it's going to be Total War Warhammer, which just cropped up on the Steam store. The pre-order's gone live, and that's what today's video is going to be about. So last time I did one of these, I had a bit of a rant. I've been wanting to do a video for some time. I did it on Deus Ex Mankind Divided's pre-order, and I did one about Blood Bowl 2 in the same video. So if you haven't seen that yet, it's a bit out of date now because Blood Bowl 2 has been released. And the Mankind Divided pre-order's changed somewhat. It's kind of changed up a bit, partly due to the backlash that it caused. But if you haven't seen that video, you want to take a look, please look in the bottom right hand corner. The overall point about pre-orders is still quite relevant. But today's video, I'm going to be turning this into a series. And basically, anytime a lot of bullshit happens, which in the current state of the video games industry is quite common. A lot of bullshit happens, this sort of thing. Anytime that this sort of stuff happens, I'm going to be doing a video called This Is Bullshit. So this is going to become a semi-regular series if and when these things crop up. So today, Total War Warhammer is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
So let's get into the details of this. So Total War, for those of you, most people are probably aware of this, series of strategy games. So Rome Total War, first in the series, came out way back when, but just over a decade ago now, I think. And we had the series, we had Medieval 2. Rome 2 was Rome 2, and then we had Attila. And we've had basically continuously long series over different historical things. They've now done a deal with Games Workshop, so now there's going to be a Total War Warhammer game based on the fantasy series. This is basically the reason for the video. I'm just going to cut kind of right to the chase. I'm going to keep this one short. If we scroll down here, so this pre-order's just gone live on Steam. So if we scroll down, so it's not available until late April 2016, so 6 months, just over 6 months, 1 week. First point, pre-order. Pre-purchase Total War Warhammer, $49.99. For a PC title, that is a lot of money. Now, to be fair, they can charge, I suppose, whatever they want. If they feel they want to charge that, if people are willing to pay it, they're willing to pay it. Problem is, 50 quid, if we scroll slightly further down, downloadable content for this game. Bearing in mind, it's still half a year's away from release, Total War Warhammer Chaos Warriors Race Pack. And we'll scroll down a bit more. Pre-purchase offer. Pre-purchase Total War Warhammer now and get the Chaos Warriors Race Pack for free. I think anyone knows anything about Warhammer or is going to be pretty... Why the hell are the Chaos Warriors a pre-order bonus? Well, frankly, why is anything a pre-order bonus at this stage? However, locking off Chaos Warriors is like taking the Romans and locking them out of Rome Total War. Let's scroll down a bit. Let me just... give you a bit of context for this. So if we go to, where is it? Where is the race options? So here you go, lead extraordinary races. So lead the valiant men of the Empire. So you've got the Empire. These are the 4 different factions, if you will. The vengeful dwarves, the murderous vampire counts. I'm surprised they turned up, but that might be quite interesting. Surprised they went with vampire counts, but they've gone with that and might be quite interesting. And the orcs and goblins. So you've got greenskins, Empire, dwarves, and vampire counts as your kind of starter factions. There's a number to choose from, and these are the ones I went with. So essentially there's 5, and they've taken Chaos Warriors out. Chaos Warriors, just for those who don't know a lot about the Warhammer thing, maybe are Total War fans but aren't that familiar with the Games Workshop fantasy lore. Chaos Warriors are probably, I think, it's pretty much unanimous that they're the biggest forces of evil, quote unquote, that are in the kind of lore. It's basically the men of the Empire who you get are the biggest kind of good, although it's a dark fantasy, they're not necessarily, it's kind of broken down into order and destruction. So the biggest kind of most significant human faction is called the Empire, which you get, and kind of the biggest antagonist of the entire series are the Chaos Warriors. Basically they're the other humans, they go further north, they're considered more evil, they worship the dark gods. And there's a number of kind of different wars and factions that go on. They're kind of broadly broken down into order and destruction. So you have the generally not necessarily good, but the kind of societal sort of civilized races. You've got Empire, High Elves, Dwarves, and also one of them again. And then you've got the destruction faction. So you have the generally more evil, self-centered side. So you've got Dark Elves, Vampire Counts, one of them. Greenskins, not necessarily evil inherently, they just like fighting, but they're not considered good or organised in any way. And the biggest antagonist are the Chaos Warriors. There's loads of wars that break out between the different races. All the Order factions aren't necessarily allied; they've had wars between themselves. All destruction factions rarely fight kind of cohesively, so there'll be separate factions. So the High Elves fight the Dark Elves kind of on their own thing. The dwarves, a lot of the time, they'll fight the Skaven. They hate the greenskins, or the greenskins will fight the Empire quite a lot as well. But kind of the always biggest overarching fight is between the Empire and the Chaos Warriors. That's kind of when there's a big sort of invasion from the north, that's kind of considered the linchpin of the fate of everyone else, as in the other factions generally lump in with the Empire, and occasionally some of the other factions will go in and sort of bolster the Chaos forces, although with the Destruction factions it's not as common. But generally the overarching theme is Chaos are the single biggest threat to the civilized world, and the Empire is kind of the single most cohesive, arguably strongest, but most significant, largest force of order, as in if the Empire falls, the other races are kind of screwed if Chaos manages to take over the entire sort of human Southlands. So basically, in this pre-order, the fact that they've locked any races off is frankly ridiculous. Essentially, there's only 4 other races. Chaos are locked out. They've taken 20% of the factions and locked them out as a pre-order bonus. And what do you think is going to happen after the game comes out? They're not exactly going to release them for free. If you didn't pre-order this game for 50 quid, mind you, hell of a lot of money, they've got the audacity on top of that to say, no, after it's going to be released, they're going to charge money for this. They're not exactly going to give it out for free, are they? Well, it's highly unlikely. Either way, they're going to make you guess for it, because if you don't pre-order, you don't get it. And after the game's released, it's pretty unlikely they're going to give this out for free, because that's going to piss off all the pre-order customers. So they've taken 20% of the game's factions out, and they've taken Chaos Warriors out. They're kind of arguably most significant, probably the most significant evil faction, largest there is. They're kind of the whole underpinning point to the lore. They will cause, or have caused, I suppose, with the changes in the Warhammer lore, it's kind of moved on. They've changed the actual tabletop system. They essentially have caused the end times. They're the biggest. If the Chaos Warriors manage to beat the Empire, it's kind of considered all over for the forces of order. So the fact they've just locked this out is just utterly ridiculous. They've made, as I say, it's like locking out Romans out of any Rome Total War game. They're meant to be there. They can't. If you're only going to have a game with 2 races in it, it would be, unless you're doing maybe a specialist game, if you only had the choice of 2, it would probably be Empire and Chaos, because they're always at each other's throats, and they're always, well, I suppose I made the point on that. Anyway, point is, 50 quid game. If you don't pre-order, you don't get one of the most significant factions to the entire series. So basically, let's do this one. It's going to be quite a short video, but this is just a complete joke of an offer. It's a classic thing, pre-order bonus. Otherwise, you have to take the risk. You don't get this content. And the fact they've chosen Chaos Warriors is a joke on top of that. Even if they take one of the other races out, say they took Orcs and Goblins out, the fact they've taken 20% of the races out before the game's even released, on top of a 50 quid price tag, is a fucking joke, if you excuse my French. So this week, Total War Warhammer is bullshit, and the only solution to this is to not pre-order, frankly. Considering the state of, most people who've played or are familiar with Total War will realise Total War 2, the sort of buggy state that released in, basically if they keep the track record with how that released, I'm not sure if it's the same developer this time or the same publisher, but the state of the game that released in, I think that had a pre-order bonus as well. I think it was Greek city-states. You had to pre-order Rome Total War to get those. I'm not 100% that, don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure there was a pre-order bonus on that. The point is, the state that game released in was, frankly, unacceptable, especially for the price tag that on it as well. But now they're charging 50 quid. You have to pre-order to get the Chaos Warriors. And considering the track record, the best solution is just to not pre-order. The reason companies keep doing these pre-order things is as simple as you like. It works. Most people would go, either just aren't bothered whatsoever about the pre-order bonus, or say, that's quite annoying, but I want to play. I say in this case, I want to play as a Chaos Warriors. I'm going to pre-order it. The only solution to this sort of thing is, for everyone, unfortunately, the chances of it having to a significant extent are probably unlikely, but the only solution to this sort of business practice is to not pre-order, because companies will keep doing this, because every time this normally happens, it's, oh, that's quite annoying, they shouldn't be doing that. Everyone pre-orders anyway. This is what happened with Aliens Colonial Marines. They pushed the pre-order, they made a crap ton of money, and the game was just utterly panned by critics and users when it came out. It completely bombed, but it made a crap ton of money because they managed to hit the pre-orders. Companies will keep doing these pre-order bonuses because people will lap it up. And the only solution is for people to get some sort of solidarity together, I'm not sure how, and just get in there and say, no, this is unacceptable. The last game released in a dodgy state. Maybe this one will be different, to be fair. You've got to judge these things individually. It might come out fine. However, the track record isn't great in recent years with these two games. And cutting off cows is a pre-order bonus. The only way to solve this sort of thing is to say, no, the only way that a company is going to change their business practices if it affects their sales. That's the thing that's going to stop a company going doing this. They will do this if it makes business sense. They're not fussed about the ethics. If people pre-order it, they don't care. If it gets them extra pre-orders, extra sales, they're going to push this stuff. The only way to stop it is to not pre-order. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. Just wanted to get that off my chest. Excuse me. So that's going to be, this is the bust of bullshit for this week, is Total War Warhammer. So hopefully next time something happens, and it will, because this is the sort of thing that happens recently, we'll have another video on some bullshit. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my rant there on this one. Hopefully you agree with it. And hopefully maybe kind of spread the word a bit on this. And just try and generally discourage a pre-order, just citing the reasons that I've kind of said. Other than that, thanks very much for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like or subscribe below. It does help out the channel. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Thank you.